Hello everybody, this is AK. I'm back. So last night I produced a video on REITs, titled REITs are crashing, passive income also crashing. How like that? So in that video I shared my philosophy and how I moved away from a 100% or REITs heavy portfolio starting in 2016. And that video attracted many comments, and I think I might have stepped on some people's feet again. Yeah, maybe it's something I said in the video, right? But one of the comments was from a new viewer, which was quite encouraging. He said, "Hi AK, I just discovered your channel and very impressed by the content you created. I just started investing recently and my invested amount is quite small in REITs. Do you think it's time for me to buy more or should I wait?" And to that, I mean, if you have been watching my videos long enough, or if you have been following my blogs for many years, you'll know the kind of response I'll give. I say, welcome to ASSI. I'm not allowed to give advice. In the videos, I'm only talking to myself about what I am doing and what I would do, right? And the viewer was very polite. He says, thanks for the reply. We'll do my own research and make decision. I've heard about passive income for many, many years. You are the first one showing me real example. It inspired me a lot. Right? I'm very happy to hear that, because that's what I want to do, is to inspire others. And that's what talking to myself is good for, inspiring other people. And I'm glad that the viewer was inspired. Unfortunately, I have a feeling that some people don't like that kind of response, right? And another viewer to that said, if you are only talking to yourself, then do not create such videos and make money from advertisement for you. I was dumbfounded, you know. I didn't know how to respond to that. I didn't expect something like this. I just replied with an emoticon. So I want to say something that I've not really said before, and that is making money as a content creator, right? And when you're in the personal finance space and investment space in Singapore, frankly speaking, it's a very small audience that we appeal to, right? As finance bloggers, finance influencers, whatever you call us, okay? And there was a reader some time ago who asked me, would I consider income from my blog as passive income, and shouldn't I count that towards my yearly passive income? And I told him that it's really not passive, because I have to create content, and people come and read my articles, and if they see the advertisements and if they like what they see, they click on some of the advertisements, and I get paid a small percentage. Actually, it's not a small percentage, it's like half of whatever that advertisement would generate as income, but it's a small amount, right? And I told him that on a monthly basis I would get about like $300, and that really is pocket money. And if I'm blogging with the intention of making money from my blog, the advertising revenue, then I must be bonkers, right? So on screen you see a screen capture that I took just now, and that is estimated earnings from advertising, right? You see today so far $3.94, yesterday $5.11, the last 7 days almost $60. So on a monthly basis I might not even get $300 from advertising income. And frankly speaking, this might come out the wrong way, but I don't need the money. But you know, Ikela, I have nothing against money, right? So if I can get paid for doing something that I enjoy, why not? I mean, it's a small amount of money, but you know, it pays for my meals $10 a day pays for my meals and helps to pay for my groceries. Maybe utilities, maybe, but frankly, it doesn't stretch that fast, that far, But it's money. I have nothing against money, right? So, but if you really don't like this idea of me making money from advertisements in my blog and now my YouTube channel, it's okay. Feel free to say what you think, but the thumbnail say this might be my final video because I've been thinking that of taking some time off because it's coming to the end of the year, and starting this month there are many events happening in the games that I play, right? Halloween, and then later of course there'll be Christmas, and there are many things that I want to farm in the games. I don't have enough time for my games, but that's partially my fault because I enjoy creating YouTube videos so much now. It's fun, right? I'm doing this because it's fun. It's not because of the money, right? And any YouTube content creator will tell you, we really didn't get paid, for a long time, because YouTube sets a certain threshold that we have to reach before we get paid. Right, and I think it's like you must have 4,000 hours of view time or 1,000 subscribers before they start paying you. And in the first year, I started making videos last year in May, I think. And in the first year, more than a year, in fact, I wasn't paid anything. Even though I wasn't being paid for the videos I was producing, I was pumping out a video almost every day. And they were voiced by Mr. Angmo and Mrs. Angmo. I wasn't voicing my own videos back then. I'm not with my own voice. So, and I wasn't paid at all for more than a year of video making. And YouTube was still showing ads in my videos. So they were getting 100% of the income, even though I wasn't being paid, right? The videos were still showing advertisements. So whether I'm paid or not wouldn't make a difference because advertisements would still pop up, right? And so like I say, I want to spend more time in my game, so this might be my final video, but I did pre-record a few videos which I will continue playing, which I'll continue releasing for another few days, and maybe after that I might take a break. Okay, so today we have a few things to cover. Manulife US REIT, DBS, Keppel REIT, and Parkway Life REIT, right? So I received news from Manulife US REIT about how it has secured a 65-month renewal for one of its key tenants in this property in Atlanta called Peachtree, right? And apparently the tenant is going to renew for 65 months, but the landlord, and that is Manulife US REIT, would have to spend $18 million to renovate that property before they would extend the lease by 65 months, and that they need money. So they are discussing with lenders about how to get the money to do the renovation, $18 million, and the renovation is only expected to be completed in 2025. So that is more than a year away, right? So it's not even being completed next year, it's being completed in 2025. And so I know that quite a few people are stuck in Manulife US REIT, and they have asked me about what they would do, but of course I won't tell them what they should do. I have produced videos on Manulife US REIT. I've also blogged about it and how I wouldn't touch with a 5-foot pole. The work from home demand in US is much stronger than anywhere else in the world, right? And US has always has this very strong idea of individual rights and all that kind of thing. So even though people like Elon Musk say it's immoral for people to demand that they work from home when everyone else has to go to the factory floor, like in Tesla, to produce a car, and it's immoral for people to think that they they should be able to work from home and have everything sent to them, and they don't have to leave home. That's what Elon Musk said, not my words, right? So bosses, not all bosses in the US have been successful in getting the workers to go back to the office, right? So I think this problem is going to persist in the US, and commercial properties will continue to face headwinds. And of course, Manulife US REIT has the double whammy of a very weak balance sheet, and they already exceeded 50% in gearing. I mean, this lease extension is still good news, but I think it's really a drop in the ocean, right? And the next thing is DBS. Of course, I produced 2 videos on DBS recently and said how I have the intention of adding to my investment in DBS. Someone said, well, immediate support is $33. That's what I said. But I would only be interested in adding more to my position if it goes to this longer term support, which I see at $30. Right, and that's like medium term support kind of thing. But for people who haven't gotten a foot in the DBS yet, they might want to buy sooner than later, because they want DBS pays quarterly dividend instead of twice a year like UOB and OCBC. So in that case, I did say immediate support is at $33, but if we have sentiments weakening, then we could see that breaking, and we could see what they call a whipsaw and goes below the immediate support, and we might see price going closer to $32. And if I were not invested yet, I think I would buy if the share price goes closer to $32 in the short term, right? So that's some technical analysis for DBS. Then the next thing I want to talk about is Keppel REIT. Of course, if you have been following my blog for a long time, you know that I've blogged about Keppel REIT before and why I didn't like it. I still have a small legacy position in Keppel REIT, but what really changed my impression of Keppel REIT was when they bought Ocean Financial Centre. Before it was mature, they actually bought Ocean Financial Centre from the sponsor, and it came with income support. And I don't like financial engineering because it obscures the true value, the true performance of an asset, right? And so Keppel REIT recently announced income distribution, and that fell by 1.1%, right? It fell by 1.1% because of higher borrowing costs, right? And its leverage is almost 40%. Its gearing ratio is almost 40%. And it's about 76% of its borrowings on fixed rates, which is, of course, better than Suntec REIT's 60% on Lendlease REIT 60%. Around there now, okay, almost 40% of Lendlease REITs and almost 40% of Suntec REITs debts are on floating rates. So with Keppel REIT, slightly better, about 24% of their debt on floating rates, but it still has a very high gearing ratio of almost 40%. So still its income distribution got a hit, because when you have debt, we have about a quarter of your income on floating rates. For sure, as interest rates goes up, your cost of debt, your financing costs would go up, right? And what we see is 1.1% reduction in DPU, but it's actually the 1.1% reduction in distribution, but it's actually more than that. It should be around 10%. Because they had a one-time anniversary distribution of $15 million. So if you exclude this one-time anniversary distribution, the income distribution would have fallen by 10%. Right, that's how scary the higher borrowing cost actually is. And they are also hit by higher property tax and also utility costs. Right? And so what do I think about this REIT? Same as what I think about any other REITs in the current environment, and that is the environment is not friendly towards REITs right now, and I would hold back. I would hold back. I just have a small, I have a small legacy position So I have no intention of adding, but even if I would like to add to REITs, that wouldn't be one of my first choices, given my history with the REIT. Okay, and the next thing, the last item that thing on the list I want to talk about is Parkway Life REIT, right? Parkway Life REIT to me is just very expensive. To me, it's just very expensive. It's not cheap, right? And it is about a 4% distribution yield. And remember that 4% distribution yield is because they pay out 100% of their distributable income, their operational income, right? So when you do that and you only give a 4% yield, to me it's really inadequate, because it's not 4% of your earnings, right? It's 4% of your operational income, right? So when you compare that to banks, right, which pays half of their earnings and they're still able to give you a 6%, almost a 6% yield, right, retaining the other half of their earnings, you can see how much Parkway Life REIT pales in comparison, right, in terms of rewarding the investor for income, right? And it is at a like 22 times price to earnings ratio and 1.6 times price to book, right? Even if you use all these metrics, right, PE ratio, dividend yield, and price to book, is so much more expensive compared to DBS, OCBC, and UOB, for examples, right? So you just have to think, if DBS, OCBC, and UOB were to pay out 100% of their earnings, their yield will be double digit, dividend yield will be double digit. Now, if they were to pay out 100% of not their earnings, but their income, operational income, oh my goodness, the yield will be amazing, right? It'll be stunning. So I don't see any reason why we can't wait, right? And in my last video, I said as much. Okay, so anyway, this video has turned out to be quite long. This is all I have to say. It could, and if AK can talk to himself, so can you. Bye-bye.